Jai Hind, dear students of class 10th. Today I am going to discuss the last remaining contents of lesson water resources. This lesson in board examination will not come in theoretical part or evaluation, but the map work related to this lesson will come in board examination. In periodic test assessment, in school-based assessment, this lesson entirely will come. So it is important to prepare this lesson well. A remaining part is there of this lesson. I am going to discuss today about the rainwater harvesting system as developed in most part of western Rajasthan or arid area of Rajasthan, where from past people had a great knowledge regarding the regime of rainfall. As people know that rainfall in this region, especially in semi-arid regions of Rajasthan in western part, rainfall is lesser, erratic. So people had a great knowledge regarding the rainfall regimes. बारिश के बारे में उनको गहरा अनुभव और नॉलेज था. So they have adopted such practices through which they can fulfill their demand. In past, they have practiced the rooftop rainwater harvesting. Still today, the rooftop rainwater harvesting is coming again in existence, and it is age-old practice. Now here you can see that the first line in semi-arid and arid regions of Rajasthan, particularly you can say the district of Bikaner, Badmer, Halodi, Jaisalmer, etc. Many districts which are located in western part of Rajasthan where rainfall is less than 15 centimeter per year. Almost all the houses in those regions they have traditionally had underground tanks. They called it as tanka. सभी घरों में लगभग उन लोगों ने या कोर्टयार्ड के अंदर अपने घर के चार दीवारी के अंदर उन लोगों ने एक टैंक बना रखा है और उसको लोग लोकली टंका बोलते हैं. And the main purpose regarding making or constructing these tankas were the storing drinking water as they could be collected from the rain only. Because tanks could be as large, you should know that the tanks they have made in past, not small tanks, which are so large, like a big room. You can imagine how much water they can collect in that big tanka, and this water is serving the need for their thirst during the time of dry season especially. One example of one house of Halodi is given here. You can see I'm highlighting it. The tank could be as large as a big room. Here you can see one household in Halodi had a tank that was 6.1 meter deep, more than 18 feet deep, गहराई 18 फीट से ज़्यादा और 4.27 मीटर्स लॉन्ग और लंबाई भी लगभग 13 फीट और चौड़ाई about 7 feet. You can imagine in such a big tanka how much water they had collected in past. Still this time they are collecting. As these tankas were made in their household, inside the house or in courtyard, चार दीवारी के अंदर बने होते थे. इसका मुख्य मकसद क्या होता था? बारिश के पानी जो कि छतों के द्वारा इकट्ठा किया जाता था और उस पर एक पाइप के थ्रू टंका में लाकर जमा किया जाता था. ऐसा नहीं है कि पहले दिन के बारिश से ही वो पानी इकट्ठा करना शुरू करते थे. They had the practice for rooftop rainwater harvesting, but first and second showers they usually leave to take away all the dust and to clean the roof. Then after from second or third shower they have started to collect this water in these underground tankas for drinking purpose. As given here, here this part you can see the tankas were the part of well developed rooftop rainwater harvesting. As I am telling you regularly that the rainwater harvesting system traditionally developed in western Rajasthan especially is known as the rooftop rainwater harvesting. In case we have discussed also about in western Himalaya water harvesting system, there circular tanks known as bulls and pools are in tradition in which they are collecting the rainwater for agricultural purposes. Like that, the tankas were the well-developed rooftop part of well-developed rooftop rainwater harvesting system and were built inside the main house or the courtyard. They were connected to the sloping roof of the houses through a pipe. Simply, what the rooftop rainwater harvesting they have developed, they have given, they have well bounded the boundary of the roofs that the water will not leak out from any region, and entire water collected over the rooftop during the rainfall will collected, and through a pipe they will come to the tanka inside the room or in courtyard, chahar diwari. And then falling on rooftops would travel down through a pipe. It is the system as in past it was there. Usually the first showers of rain were not collected as it was believed that roof is dirty, and so to clean it, the first shower or a spell of rain was not collected. It was used to clean the rooftops. Then the rainwater from subsequent showers, पहली बारिश को जो पानी होता था उससे छत साफ हो जाती थी, और उसके बाद जो लगातार बारिश होती रहती थी वो सभी वर्षा जल को ये लोग इकट्ठा करके टैंक में जमा करते थे। और ये पानी जो कि इन लोगों ने टंका या टैंक में जमा किया हुआ होता था, ये पानी स्पेशली समर या ड्राई सीजन में जब पीने के पानी का अन्य स्रोत, the other sources were dried up completely, they use these sources to drink water. And you know the rainwater or palar pani as commonly referred to in these parts. In this part of arid and semi-arid areas, rainwater is known as palar pani. As commonly referred as palar pani. It's considered the purest form of natural water. And it is true. The rainwater is very clear. So many houses constructed underground rooms adjoining the tanka, and there were twin advantages of constructing these tankas. First, they had a capacity to store water for dry seasons. When the other sources of drinking water dried up completely, the water collected in tankas can be utilized for the drinking purpose. And second, as suppose underground tanka is, they have made under the the underground tanka they have made inside the courtyard or in house just beside the tanka. They have constructed rooms which during the summers remain cool as compared to outer part. So to beat the heat of summer, some houses have also constructed some rooms just adjoining the areas of tanka. उसी टैंक या टंका से सटे हुए कमरे बनाते थे ताकि वो कमरा भी ठंडा रहे. So in this way they have used, but today it is very negative sign you can say related to awareness of people. From past you can see that in Rajasthan they had a traditionally well developed rainwater harvesting system known as rooftop rainwater harvesting system. But today due to availability of fresh water through canals and through supply system of water in western Rajasthan, sadly the practice of rooftop rainwater harvesting is on decline. पानी की लगातार उपलब्धता कैनाल के द्वारा, सप्लाई के द्वारा, जब लगातार पानी उन लोगों को मिलने लगा तो उन लोगों ने जो अपना ट्रेडिशनल वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग सिस्टम है उसके प्रति ध्यान देना छोड़ दिया, और इसकी वजह से बहुत सारा बारिश का पानी अब बेकार होने लगा. Though some houses still maintain, हालांकि फिर भी कुछ घरों में अभी भी रूफटॉप रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग और टंका बनाने की प्रथा है. वो लोग पानी कलेक्ट करते हैं. क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि वो टैप वाटर का टेस्ट उनको अच्छा नहीं लगता है, क्योंकि वो लोग मानते हैं द रेन वाटर इज द प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ वाटर एंड दे ऑब्वियसली कॉल्ड इट पालर पानी इन दैट रीजन. सो इट इज नॉट गुड थिंग. As sadly saying, the practice of rooftop rainwater harvesting is in declining trend there in western Rajasthan. But fortunately, in many parts of rural and urban India, the rooftop rainwater harvesting is being successfully adopted. There is a modern adaptation of rooftop rainwater harvesting in India also. It is a good sign. Many peninsular states like Karnataka, peninsular part of Tamil Nadu, we know that there is crisis of water because during even the rainy season, rainfall is not enough in those areas, especially in Dhadbar of Karnataka, northern part of the Tamil Nadu. There is crisis of water due to lack of rainfall, as well as the rivers, they are very small, carrying lesser water, they are rain fed. So far, people nowadays had developed some of this type of structure related to rooftop rainwater harvesting. It is successfully adapted to store and conserve water. One example is given in Gendathur. One example here quoted in your book, and I am going to just highlight it. You can see in Gendathur, a remote backward village in Mysuru. Mysuru in Karnataka, a remote village is there. Its name is Gendathur. वहां के गांव के लोगों ने अपने घर के छत पे रूफटॉप रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग सिस्टम डेवलप किया और अपनी जरूरत, पानी की जो जरूरत है उसको पूरा करते हैं. Nearly 200 households have installed this system. It is one example. What is this? This is the modern adaptation of traditional rainwater harvesting. As in one case, I have explained that especially in western Rajasthan, the practice is on decline. The practice of rooftop rainwater harvesting is on decline. But on the other hand, in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, people are adapting all these traditional methods to collect water during the rainy season because they are facing acute shortage of water if rainfall is less or other sources of water is dry. So they have adapted this modern system. Now you can see one figure is given here. You can see it is the big house, multi-stories. You can say 1, 2, 3 stories are here. So from rooftop through a pipe, you can see the water is coming, and here from it is going in the tanka. Here it is collected, then it is going inside the tanka constructed in courtyard or under the ground. So rooftop harvesting was common across the towns and villages of Thar. It was common. Listen the word. It was common. Today the practice is on decline. But you should note that, do you know about the Meghalaya? Yes. Meghalaya, beautiful state of Northeast India. Shillong is the capital. And Meghalaya is the state where the wettest place of the world named Mawsynram is located. मेघालय में ही विश्व का वह स्थान है जहां सबसे अधिक औसत वार्षिक वर्षा होती है और इस जगह का नाम है मौसिनराम, खासी हिल्स में. लेकिन बहुत आश्चर्य होता है कि ड्राई सीजन में मेघालय में लोगों को पानी की कमी पड़ जाती है. जहां पे बहुत बारिश होती है वहां भी बारिश के बाद सूखे के महीनों में, ड्राई सीजन स्पेशली, दे आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम वाटर स्कार्सिटी. So one interesting fact is given, you can see here. Rooftop rainwater harvesting is the most common practice in Shillong. Especially, they don't have flat roof houses, they have conical shaped roof houses, but they are using some methods to collect the rainwater from their houses, rooftop, for use. If you are visiting any time in that area of Meghalaya Khasi Hills, you will see to surprise that even the spring water is carried to the houses through bamboo pipes. We will discuss later. But here it is given that Meghalaya, it is interesting because Cherrapunji and Mawsynram, situated at a distance of only 55 km from Shillong, receive the highest average annual rainfall in the world. Which place receive highest average annual rainfall in the world? It is the Mawsynram. But the state capital Meghalaya, the state capital of Meghalaya, the name is Shillong, faces acute shortage of water. राजधानी शिलोंग, जो मेघालय की राजधानी, इसका नाम है शिलोंग, वहां पानी की कमी हो जाती है. इसीलिए लगभग सभी घरों में शहर के रूफटॉप रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर बनाया गया है और लगभग 15 से 25% उनकी जो वाटर रिक्वायरमेंट है फुलफिल होती है इसके द्वारा, रूफटॉप रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग द्वारा. Another example is there of Tamil Nadu. It is the only state of India which has made it compulsory. It is another interesting fact is given. You can see Tamil Nadu is the first state in India which has made rooftop rainwater harvesting structure compulsory to all the houses across the state. There are legal provisions to punish the defaulter. It means that if anybody has to take permission for constructing houses either in urban area or in rural area, people have to take permission, and the permission is given to them with instruction that they have to develop in new construction the rooftop rainwater harvesting structures. Otherwise, there are legal provisions to punish them. If they are not constructing rooftop rainwater harvesting, they can be punished. They will be considered as defaulter. तो जो भी नए घर बन रहे हैं या पुराने घरों पे रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग सिस्टम की सुविधा हो सकती है, सभी घरों में यह सिस्टम डेवलप कराया जा रहा है तमिलनाडु में। दूसरा उदाहरण उत्तर प्रदेश से लेते हैं। लखनऊ में ये नियम अनिवार्य किया गया है कि अब जो घर बनेंगे उस पर रूफटॉप रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग सिस्टम लगाना जरूरी होगा, पानी को इकट्ठा करना होगा, भूमिगत जल यानी ग्राउंड वाटर टेबल, वी नीड टू इंक्रीज द ग्राउंड वाटर टेबल लेवल बिकॉज डे बाय डे द ग्राउंड वाटर टेबल इज डिप्लीटिंग। ग्राउंड वाटर का लेवल कम होता जा रहा है, उसको बढ़ाने के लिए जरूरत है रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग के लिए। और रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग खास करके शहरों में बारिश के बाद व्हाट हैपेंस, फ्लडिंग इज कॉमन सिनेरियो। शहरों में बाढ़ आने लगती है, कैसी बाढ़, तो बारिश का पानी ड्रेन आउट नहीं हो पाता, सड़कों पे गलियों में भर जाता है। मुंबई इज हैविंग लॉट ऑफ ट्रबल बिकॉज मुंबई रिसीव लॉट ऑफ रेनफॉल एंड ड्यू टू blockage of seways during the summer, during the rainy season, especially in Mumbai, floods are common. That flood is not due to any river, that is due to excess rainfall. So after excess rainfall in Varanasi, even you can see that there is flooding over the roads and lanes. So to avoid this, there is a need to develop rooftop rainwater harvesting, other water harvesting system like digging dug well, trenches, etc. So in India, the modern adaptation of traditional rainwater harvesting system, that is the rooftop rainwater harvesting of Western Rajasthan, is again taking popularity. It is a good sign. One interesting story is given here about the bamboo drip irrigation system. You can see bamboo drip irrigation system. Bamboo drip irrigation system, बांस की नालियां बना के उससे पानी को लाकर खेतों तक पहुंचाना, और घरों में भी लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं। लगता है कि जैसे सप्लाई वाटर आ रहा है विदाउट टैप, उसको रोक बच नहीं सकते। सो इन मेघालय a 200-year-old system tapping stream and spring water, झरनों का पानी इकट्ठा करना, और कैसे करते हैं, by using bamboo pipes. It is prevalent or in practice as given. You can see the figure 1. Here you can see picture 1. Bamboo pipes are used to divert perennial springs on the hilltops to lower reaches by gravity. Here you can see, here the natural water is available, and this water is collected through this bamboo pipe, and through this bamboo pipe the water is coming downslope. As we know that from higher reaches water has to come and will come, it is certainly towards downslope because of gravity. It will come down and down. So what happens in second picture, you can see second and third picture, the channel sections made up of bamboo divert water to the plant side where it is distributed among. Now here you can see through these bamboo pipes the water is coming here, and if the flow of water into pipe is controlled by manipulating the pipe position. As I have said you that there is no system that they are opening the tap and water is coming, again they are closing the tap, water is not coming. No, it is not such a type. Where there is excess flow of water, how they are managing? By managing the or manipulating the position of bamboo pipes. कहीं ऊंचा कहीं थोड़ा सा डाउन, ऐसे करके मैनिपुलेट करते हुए बम्बो पाइप को लाते हैं ताकि पानी रास्ते में ही न बह जाए और बहुत जोर से आके बर्बाद भी न हो जाए। Suppose there is a road, if the pipes has to pass through a road, what they are doing? You can see if the pipe pass a road, they are taken high above the land. You can see नीचे सड़क है और ऊपर ऊपर उस बम्बो पाइप को ले जाके फिर से नीचे की तरफ लाया गया है. So in this way, they are collecting all this water from springs from the high reaches of mountains and taking towards the fields where they are cultivating crops. Here you can see picture 5 and 6 is given. Reduced channel sections. These are called reduced channel section. You can see here holes are clear, and through these holes the water is dropped to the root of the plants, and in this way they are taking help of nature with the natural process. They are using bamboo pipes instead of using any iron or plastic pipe. They are using all the natural things and utilizing the natural water for their agriculture as well as for drinking purpose also. If you are going anytime there in Khasi or Garo Hills, you will find all such type of structures are well developed. So this is all for this lesson, theoretical part. I hope that you will practice the question answer yourself. Notes I will send to you. Here you can see multiple choice questions are given, and based on information given below, classify each of the situation on suffering from water scarcity or not suffering from water scarcity. As 4 regions are given. Regions with high annual rainfall. If rainfall is high, there is no scarcity of water, so will not suffer from water scarcity. Region having high annual rainfall and large population. If population is so large, rainfall is high, no doubt, but population is so large. So because of excess demand of water, it may be scarcity is there. The regions having high annual rainfall, but water is highly polluted. As I have discussed about the regions of Brahmaputra Valley and parts of West Bengal, where rainfall is very high as well as groundwater table is also very good, but the quality of water is not good. So here given the region having high annual rainfall, but water is highly polluted. If polluted water is there or the quality of water is bad, naturally in both the case there will be water scarcity. And the regions having low rainfall, low population. Here it is low population, no matter if rainfall is very low, like Western Rajasthan, scarcity of water is there. Then again, which one of the following statements is not argument in favor of multi-purpose river project? Multi-purpose projects bring water to those areas which suffer from water scarcity, of course. Multi-purpose projects, by regulating water flow, helps to control flood. They are controlling riverine flood. Multi-purpose projects lead to large-scale displacement. Displacement is a negative impact or adverse impact of, you can say, disadvantage of multi-purpose project. And fourth, multi-purpose projects generate electricity. It is also correct. So, which one of the following statement is not an argument in favor of multi-purpose project? Simply the third one. The multi-purpose project lead to large-scale displacement and loss of livelihood. अगर लोगों का वहां से हटाया जाना और उनके लिवलीहुड का नुकसान या लॉस होना, ये मल्टीपर्पज प्रोजेक्ट के पक्ष में देने वाला आर्गुमेंट नहीं है. Many other statements are given. You have to practice yourself. If you are going through the text once again, you will find. And I will send you the notes. In notes, you will get almost all these answers, the questions given to your book, and more notes, and more things will be there in notes. So don't worry about all these. I am sending you notes very soon. Wait for that. But before ending the lesson, I am going to repeat once again that the lesson theoretically will not be evaluated in board examination, but the map work of this lesson will come 100%. So map work of this lesson is important. Few selected dams are given to locate and level. The first I am going to discuss. Number 1 is the Salal. Are you observing this? This is Salal. This is the first time you have to locate and level. Then you have to locate and level Bhakra and Nangal. This is Salal and this is Bhakra Nangal Dam project. Number 1 Salal, second Bhakra Nangal, third is Tehri. 1, 2 and 3 Tehri. Fourth is Rana Pratap Sagar. Here you can see Rana Pratap Sagar. You have to locate. Then you have to locate Sardar Sarovar in Gujarat here on Narmada. You can see. Then you have to locate Hirakud on Mahanadi. Hirakud. It is not Kund. It is Hirakud. Then Nagarjuna Sagar. You can see here Nagarjuna Sagar. Now it is in Telangana. Nagarjuna Sagar on the Krishna River. You can see. Then and the last is Tungabhadra here. Tungabhadra. Clear? So these are the dams you need to locate and level in political outline map of India. For mapper, now listen what you require. You require a political outline map of India. In political outline map of India, only political map nowadays are allowed, no physical map. So listen, you need one political outline map of India in which states are already shown. You have to locate the dams with symbol. Here you can see, you have to write at top major dams. Here it is given major rivers and dams. You have not to mark rivers, you have to locate only dams. Clear? So the main dams you have to locate, number 1 I have told you is the Salal, number 2 the Bhakranangal, number 3 the Tehri, number 4 the Sardar Sarovar, number 5 Hirakund, number 6 Rana Pratap Sagar, number 7 Tungabhadra, and these are the dams you all have to locate and label. So I am repeating the name of dams once again: Salal, Bakaranangal, Tehri, Rana Pratap Sagar. Again, you can see the location. Here it is Salal, Bakaranangal, Tehri, Rana Pratap Sagar. Then you have to move towards Sardar Sarovar. It is here Sardar Sarovar. Then Hirakud you can see on Mahanadi, Nagarjuna Sagar here, and Tungabhadra here. So all these dams you have to complete. You have to locate and label in political outline map of India, and you have to prepare it because the map work will come in your board exam. Sure. So I think you will practice map work. Soon I will send you notes of this lesson. Thank you. Have a nice day.